We've got, people on the other side of the border buying an angle grinder wheel, which is about $1, and they're sawing through our $1 billion wall, and people are walking right over. So, are migrants still coming through that same hole in the border wall? We patched it up. Have we fixed it? Let's go out to Lukeville, Arizona. Joining us once again, as he did earlier this week, Adam Klepp, reporter at KGUN 9 in Tucson. Adam, nice to have you back on the show. Did they fix that wall yet?
Thanks for having me back. And, they fixed one spot in the wall, and the smugglers just cut down another part. So
interesting.
It's a bit of whack-a-mole game going on at the border wall.
What's fixed look like? Because we've seen everything from tape to string to what does fixed actually look like?
Fixed actually looks like it's called a boot, I believe, and it's where contractors, from the federal government that they've contracted, send welders out there to the wall to weld the bollard, which is kind of swinging once it's been broken off of the bottom. They send them out there to weld it back to where it once was.
Can the Border Patrol, if they see that happening, do they have any power to do anything to stop them?
They do go up to the smugglers sometimes when it's happening in just videos that I've seen. I haven't seen it personally.
Okay.
They are able to go up to them, potentially deter them, but with the numbers that are coming through, that's not quite happening, apparently.
Let's talk about those numbers. We're talking to Adam Klepp, reporter for KGUN 9 in Tucson. It's just leaving Lukeville. Let's talk about those numbers. What were the numbers when you left today? Because, man, I've seen your stuff. I've seen several other people's. It is a line of people.
When I got there around noon today. It was a smaller group than I've seen compared to this week. Still, probably 200 to 300 people there, and then all of the reporters who are still there with me, who were there in the morning, said it was pretty much the same scene in the morning that we've been seeing over the past few days. Former Yuma Sector Chief Chris Clem actually was at the border this morning too, and he was sharing that from what he's heard. Yesterday, there was a record number of apprehensions in the Tucson sector, 2,800 from his video that I saw online. So it's quite the situation.
So when you're there, I know that sounds awful. Does it smell like a toilet? Because there's no facilities, there's no bathroom. From what I understand, the trash is out of control as well.
Yes. Yeah, it does. Not to get too.
Yeah.
It has consistently gotten worse. The stench there has gotten worse. I mean, you've got people who are out there for multiple days at a time, and there's no porta potties set up where they are or anything like that. And nature's going to call.
So when you see the hundreds and hundreds of people and all the garbage and all that kind of stuff, do you, with your own eyes, see any Border Patrol agents at all? Because I'm just trying to picture it in my mind.
They're there. Today there was anywhere from 5 to 10 just standing there and watching. They're basically supervising. They're making sure that the group doesn't get out of control or unruly, make sure everyone's staying safe. They're watching over people like me and the other reporters that are there, making sure that everything is just staying calm. And they are waiting for the other migrants who have gone before to finish getting processed, moved on to other parts of the sector. And then once that happens, they'll bring the vans back down and pick up more people. So, yes, there are agents there. They're just basically supervising the situation, getting involved if things do get unruly, which I did share a video of that happening on Monday.
Oh, well, tell us about that. Tell us about the unruly. What happened on Monday?
That was basically, because these people are waiting so long in line, some of the migrants were trying to cut in front of other migrants, and it was causing issues among the migrants because, they're like, hey, I've been here for 2 days. You've been here for 1 day. You just cut in front of me to try and get out of here before me. And they start, yelling at each other. So an agent came in and separated them. So that's kind of what they're there to do, at least at the point where I've been reporting from. And then up the hill around the corner is where they are actually doing the the detention and the processing of these people.
Hey, Adam, give us a snapshot of how many men, how many women, how many kids, because, we were told originally, only women and children are going to get through. And next thing you know, I see a lot of pictures, see a lot of videos. They look like fighting age men, if you will. They're in their 20s, and they're all coming over here. I don't see a lot of women and kids.
Yeah, so there are definitely families. The reason why you see a lot of single age or single adult men, probably from 20 to 40 years old, is because there are a lot of them. But also those are the people that Border Patrol is leaving out in the desert to wait longer because they're a less vulnerable group. All of the families with young kids, they, for lack of a better term, they cut the line. So once they cross the border, they get prioritized first by Border Patrol. And they are apprehended first because they have the young children, and it'll be bad if they are out there for too long. So I do, have video and pictures of families there at the wall. It's just they get apprehended first. So like on a day like today where I show up later in the day, all that's left are the single adult men.
So the Lukeville, Arizona port of entry is still closed. Adam Klepp is out there in Lukeville, and he's a reporter for KGUN 9 in Tucson. So you've been out there for several days. Do you get the feeling that it's more under control today than it has been, or is it continued chaos?
Yeah, it's more of like, if you will, like a controlled chaos. Like they're being sent across the border, but who knows what's happening in other points. But these thousands and thousands of people are just simply trying to turn themselves in. They're not trying to run away from Border Patrol. So a lot of the stuff with the smugglers and them cutting down the fence is really wild. But then really once these people get across the border, they're just trying to find law enforcement. So it is it's crazy to look at, and sometimes maybe looks a little bit more dangerous than it is. But in terms of that area where I'm taking pictures, I'm taking videos, everything is relatively calm, other than perhaps the migrants who start getting agitated that they're waiting out there for so many days.
Good stuff, Adam. We appreciate you joining us again this week. We'll probably call you again. And thank you for joining us. Be safe out there, okay?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, Adam Klepp, reporter KGUN 9 in Tucson. I think he was on with us Monday as well from Lukeville. We had Allie Bradley yesterday from News Nation in Lukeville. We had a business owner from the Lukeville area join us yesterday as well. Yeah, it's something like I've never seen before in my life. The amount of people and just sitting in a line, just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Days.
Trash everywhere, no bathrooms, very little food. A nightmare. And it looks like it's slowing down, but, the damage as far as to the economy and all the other stuff, that's been done. And don't think this can't happen again.
Thanks for watching Gatos and Chad. Click to watch more and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.